Drink up, turn up, okay.
What you say how gender manifests as a universal principle?
Yeah, basically, cause I be on social media and I see a lot of strife between the sexes and shit. But yeah, gender is a universal principle. We familiar with the Kabbalion or the Hermetic principles. You know what I'm saying, of gender and how it manifests on every single plane and shit. Like, basically, the essential point is that it's deeper than just what you're born as, and you know what I'm saying, how you identify. It's just deeper than just the penis and vagina, even though those are both metaphors for the universal principle in which gender represents, just like the sperm and the egg, just like, you know what I'm saying, a positive and negative, hot and cold, dark and light, yin and yang, you know what I'm saying? It's essentially these same two things, you feel what I'm saying? Basically, you know, because it's shit like toxic masculinity and terms like this, which I personally believe are a bit of a misnomer. Because it's definitely, I agree that the behavior is toxic, but it's not the masculinity, it's the way gender is taught to us at a very impressionable age and state. And there's been studies done on this, my nigga. So it's basically like on some shit. Like, they did some studies on some parents when the baby was born. And this is a paraphrase. You know, the baby was crying and shit. And they tested, and basically they perceived that the little boy crying was a more angry cry, and they perceived that the little girl crying was a more helpless cry. And there was other examples that was done with infants. Basically, little boys were perceived as angrier, even though the babies were pretty much just fucking babies. They're just crying around, you know what I'm saying? The parents perceived them as that because of their conception of what a man and a woman is and shit. So like, basically, you teach it like they would teach their children gender norms from a very early age based on what they believe gender to be. Men strong, women weaker. You feel what I'm saying? But it manifested in how little boys got treated and little girls got treated. Little boys were more likely to be ignored. They were more likely to be told to hold their feelings in and hold their emotions, stop all that crying, and be tougher. That's why, just like little girls get told, you know what I'm saying, that's a tomboy activity when they're doing something that's considered ungirly or a little more tough, or you know what I'm saying, or just like, you know, you got to be more dainty, that's unladylike. You know what I'm saying? It's a social conditioning that's imprinted upon first by the parents and then by the society and then by the, you know what I'm saying, the media, the schools and shit, that tells children where to be. So imagine if you a male, and according to your family, according to your conceptions of God, according to your parents, you're not displaying masculine behavior. So you feel what I'm saying? You gonna think you something else, cause like, well, why am I not acting like a traditional, what they tell me a man is to be and shit? Or if you a girl and you like, you know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you? You feel what I'm saying? It's like they teach it as like by inherently having this fucking disposition, you feel what I'm saying, being male or female, you must behave to these ways, and they start teaching you like that. Put that toy down, pick this one up, you feel what I'm saying, you do this type of activity, you do this type of activity. And it gets deep, right? This is a fucked up example. I personally knew an example of this father who would not allow his infant child to fucking cry. He disciplined it out on from a very early age, to the point where, you know what I'm saying, like, from months old, like, you know what I'm saying, this child will be disciplined for crying, because crying that ain't no shit a man should do. From his perspective, he conditioned that child, you know what I'm saying, you can't show your emotions, you feel what I'm saying, like everybody else. So imagine how this child who you don't want to disappoint your fucking father and shit, you feel what I'm saying, he's gonna grow up hiding those emotions and not showing those emotions, and you know what I'm saying, they're gonna manifest in repressed ways, maybe even like it may manifest outwardly as violence because he never addressed it inwardly towards himself. You feel what I'm saying? That repression is gonna express itself into other media. You might lash out at folks. You feel what I'm saying? Or you might build up self-defense mechanisms and shit. Like it's just as the society perpetuates false standards of beauty on women and shit, and that they gotta be like these fucking people on these magazines and these pressures that they're not beautiful enough, or that their sexual impulses are that make you a hoe because you feel like this. But if a dude did it, you feel what I'm saying? Like they impose these double standards upon both genders due to their own ignorance about what this shit is. But masculine and feminine is totally. Can you tell the people what masculine and feminine is as opposed to that bullshit that we deal with in society, my nigga?
Circle, like I play.
Bow your heads breaking bread when we at the table.
Gender manifests as a universal principle. I mean, gender ain't got shit to do with humanity. See what I'm saying? People always want to make shit human. It's a big ass A word called anthropomorphizing. It'd be hard for me to say because I don't know, my tongue just don't be comfortable rolling like that sometimes. It's a lot of work. Anyways, people always try to make shit human and shit. Gender ain't got shit to do with humanity in its essence, you know. Gender is an expression. The same way our physical world is an expression. The same way your behavior, your thoughts are an expression. Everything is art and shit. People just drunk his head.
That's deep.
But like, yeah, like you can express feminine behavior and not be the behavior. You see what I'm saying? I can express feminine behavior and not be a female. That shit don't make me any less of a man. Shit, I'm a man based on my codes. That's what it is. Shit, that's all it is. You think you identify with some shit like that because you a conceptual ass motherfucker most times. The majority. I know a lot of y'all sitting there like, well damn Cam, I know who I am and shit, well I ain't talking to your ass. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that's out here identifying with symbols and concepts. That ain't who he is, bro. That's what I'm saying. People out here with their own misunderstanding and frustration that comes from the misunderstanding and projecting that shit on the others, like a nigga telling his son that you can't cry. What the fuck? That like telling somebody you can't fart. That's just the same thing. Like, don't you ever fucking fart. And that's why the people sitting up, man, I got all these because you don't fart. They're like telling somebody they can't ever take a deep breath. Like, it's just like a part of life. I can't cry ever? Damn, what if I like break my foot, bro? Like, what if something fall on my foot and just like, damn, a tear can't roll out, bro?
You a pussy, bro.
I'm just not a man.
Nah, bro. Nah,
you gotta tighten your ass up. Yeah. That like telling a girl she ain't a girl because she wanna play football.
Yeah.
That's stupid as hell to me. I know
she's just a good lineman.
Yeah,
shit,
like what the
that.
fuck? Does she understand the risk coming with this shit? I mean, shit, she gonna get some pads. We need to give her some extra for protecting them ribs, you know. She might be like, fuck all that, man. If I die, I want to die in the sport. Let that girl live. It was women like that in history that the patriarchs just wrote out because we don't hear about them. We don't even read about them, but I know they exist.
They had to pretend to be niggas and shit. All kind of crazy shit.
Mulan.
Yeah.
Shit, you know?
Jonah Ark and other examples that are on Google that I made Google to put in the description so it sounds like I'm really smart. You know what I'm saying? All kind of shit, man.
Just saying, man. Gender, you know, when gender, people, you know how when you fill out applications, it be like sex, male, female. But see, them niggas drunk too, because gender and sex ain't exactly the same thing. Wow, if gender and sex was the same thing, it'd be called the same thing. So,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Sexuality is something totally different, bro. People don't even.
It's a whole different video. That shit's
like people just.
What this is an expression of is some deep, universal, cosmic truth type shit. Like, it's not some
shit.
base expression of less than shit. It's not some casual just a.
Yeah.
It's not. It's deeper than that. You can't make it less than that because that's simply what it is. That's what it symbolizes. It's the most intimate connection. You
Everything is sex. The trees be saying spraying pollen all over your car. That's the sperm from the fucking tree. Birds help take the sperm, but you could think of it as a pervert because you're a fucking 21st century human. So you like, oh, so basically the hummingbirds are sitting here taking fucking sperm from this tree, going and dumping it in this other.
I'm immature.
You see what I'm saying? That's what's happening. Acorns falling. Acorn never hit you in the head. You got nutted on by a tree. Literally nutted on. You know?
This ain't cool.
But like,
Is that what we call it? Nut?
it's a seed. You sitting up
It's
biting
genius.
into a fruit. It's an ovary. It got seeds inside.
Yeah.
This shit is all sex. It's
Real
all
shit.
like, but people are just fucking imbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
They're uninformed, largely uneducated, and that's why. That's the only thing though. It's not like they're bad people.
Yeah,
You
they
just
just
fucking-
really don't know. Like,
Yeah.
if like, okay, you got testosterone and you got estrogen. No matter who you are, you need a balance of both. You need one more than the other, depending on what you are. But you need both. You got both of the motherfuckers
Right.
in there. Like, you got masculine and feminine principles. You got a right side to your brain and you got a left side to your brain. You feel what I'm saying? You like what it like, you know what I'm saying? How masculinity breaks down like to symbolism, like it means like, you know, direction, active, linear line. You feel what I'm saying? And the female, you know what I'm saying, is the curvature. It's the more infinite realm. You know what I'm saying? How it's like a hyperconnectivity type, empathetic emotion. You feel what I'm saying? Intuitional. You feel what I'm saying? As opposed to rational reason. You know, if you got only one of those, then you a malfunctioning human being. You feel what I'm saying? You're imbalanced. It's about the balance of these two universal principles that exist within and without us everywhere. You feel what I'm saying? It's about being a human being and shit. All this social shit, that's some bullshit that we need to, you know what I'm saying, separate ourselves from. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get away from, we gotta transcend it, go beyond that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, like,
Because it gets deeper.
exactly. Your mind, right? If you really think about it, basically on the mental plane, it manifests as the idea is the act of will or the masculine principle, and your imagination, the realm in which you see and conceptualize the thought, the space in which the idea itself exists in, is the feminine nature. Like, the womb is infinite. You feel what I'm saying? It's where the
That's
fucking, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's where everything happens. It's creation itself. It is creation. Like, the sperm is the, man, you know what I'm saying? You need one without the other, but like, it's where the creation takes place. You feel what I'm saying? It's the womb. You impregnated with the idea. You feel what I'm saying? But you can't have one without the other. They don't fucking work. You need them both. You feel what I'm saying? That's why, like, that's why I don't like to see us argue over this shit. You know, it's over some social shit. We was like, right is right, wrong is wrong. That's just simple. Don't rape nobody, bro. You're horrible. Stop it.
I be mad in relation to gender by yeah, like you just said the word, but I'm just saying, like, people be fucking raping everything, raping the truth, raping. It manifests on all the planes.
Exactly.
Niggas be up here professing, believing what somebody else told them about God, but they ain't even checked to see what the powers.
That's real.
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? Like it's an androgyny to God. You know what I'm saying? It's a wholeness to that the androgyny transcends gender itself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's deeper. Bro.
It expresses both. Like, it is the, it's deep, bro. It's the whole, it's the everything, bro. It's the oneness. It's not separate. They just two opposing sides of the same exact phenomenon. It's hot and cold.
That's
You
deep.
know what I'm saying? It's varying degrees. You know what I'm saying? We all are each one. You
The
may
two
have
polar extremes of God are male and female.
Exactly.
But God is the balance in between all that shit that allow, just like the balance in between hot and cold. You know what I'm saying? Those are two polar extremes, like you're saying. It's the same phenomenon, hot and cold, light and dark. That shit deep, bro.
Exactly.
It's all like, you know.
It's not this simple bullshit of what motherfuckers taught you when you got here and you woke up. Nah, it's not. It sucked when it was a kid because it was stupid, and it's stupid now.
Yeah.
So don't teach your kids that dumb shit.
Yeah.
We just gotta do it. We gotta
Don't put your kids on that dope because they telling your son ADHD because he don't want to sit still in a fucking little ass classroom with a
for
bunch
8
of-
hours.
He might be
like
a runner. He might be
Yeah.
a nigga, bro. I just want to get out and run.
He might want to work with his hands. He might not want to do a worksheet right
exactly.
now. Man.
He might not want to learn about these born ass dead motherfuckers that ain't really do shit but steal shit from other folks and then take credit for it. Shit. He might already understand what you're saying. He might want to read something else today though. He might be feeling like, I'm saying, bro, the whole shit is, you right, it's a school system. You right, it's regularly scheduled programming, what they watching. Should be deeper, bro.
It's deeper. We gotta since we the motherfuckers, like, since we know, you know what I'm saying, and other motherfuckers can hear this and resonate and know as well, we just gotta link up because we all one anyway. You feel what I'm saying? we all one. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of division and strife between race and sex and gender and religion and shit. We all one, like, you know what I'm saying? Just like each religion, if it's a religion worth being one, you know what I'm saying? It tells you to do certain shit that's just fundamental for being a good person. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain code of ethics and morality to keep you on a path that's gonna make you, like, you know what I'm saying, make better decisions. You feel what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying, that makes good for humanity and good for yourself as well. It's not some shit you go and kill each other over. Fuck. Or money. You feel what I'm saying? It's not like, come on, man. When you see all this crazy shit, like, I try not to hate because I know it's insanity, bro. It be coming from a place. You ever lash out because you felt some type of, or act out because you wanted attention, bro? It's just, it's a lot of pain. You know, it's a lot of pain and like expressed through negative, you know what I'm saying, mediums and negative ways and shit. Just condensed pain in mass. And you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's insanity, bro. Like, it's not a typical human behavior to perform like that. You know what I'm saying? It's something else going on, bro. Like, cause we not expressing ourselves and shit. We not functioning properly. You know what I'm saying? We malfunctioning, but it's like the malfunctioning is normal here. Is what you're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit breeds a motherfucking malfunction and a meltdown. It breeds anxiety and overthinking and all this crazy shit we be suffering from. Depression and fucking, you know what I'm saying?
And
Escapism.
Like if you perform optimally above the, you know, you stand out. It's like, damn. Okay.
What are you doing? Or are you lucky? Or you must be lucky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Weirdo. Idiot.
Fuck the bullshit, children.
Grow up and learn something.
Winner circle, the gospel.